Get ready to dive into some of the most intriguing and mysterious tales from World War II. From vanished submarines and ghostly ships to enigmatic flights and legendary treasures, these stories blend history with a touch of the supernatural. Whether it's unexplained disappearances, eerie sightings, or legendary quests for hidden gold, each mystery adds a fascinating layer to the wartime narrative. Join us as we explore these captivating WWII enigmas that continue to baffle historians and ignite the imagination. Number 1. Flight 19. Flight 19, an enigma wrapped in a mystery and topped with a sprinkle of Bermuda Triangle magic, remains one of the most intriguing tales of aviation history. Picture this: it's December 5th, 1945, and 5 TBM Avenger torpedo bombers take off from the Naval Air Station in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Their mission? A routine training flight over the Atlantic. But, as with all great mysteries, things don't go as planned. Led by Lieutenant Charles Taylor, the flight seemed to be going swimmingly until, suddenly, compasses started spinning like a disco ball. The pilots, now thoroughly confused and unable to agree on their location, communicated their disorientation back to the base. Despite attempts to guide them back, the last radio contact revealed a haunting message. "We can't find west. Everything is wrong. We can't be sure of any direction. Even the ocean doesn't look as it should." Now, if this were a movie, this is where the ominous music would swell. The planes vanished, as if swallowed by the triangle's mysterious maw. Rescue efforts, including a search plane that also disappeared, yielded no trace of the aircraft or its 14 crew members. Theories abound, from navigational errors and severe weather to more fantastical explanations involving extraterrestrials or time warps. The Bermuda Triangle's reputation for gobbling up ships and planes only added fuel to the fire, making Flight 19 the poster child for the Triangle's spooky folklore. Number 2. The Lost Squadron. The Lost Squadron refers to a group of 6 U.S. Navy aircraft that vanished in the Alaskan wilderness during World War II. On December 5, 1942, these planes embarked on a training mission from Fort Glenn Army Airfield on Umnak Island, part of the Aleutian Islands. The squadron, consisting of 5 P-38 Lightning fighters and a B-17 Flying Fortress, was on a mission to locate and intercept Japanese forces. The weather conditions were notoriously harsh, with severe cold, heavy snow, and strong winds, creating a perilous environment for the pilots. As the mission progressed, the squadron encountered an unexpected blizzard, drastically reducing visibility and disorienting the pilots. Communication with the base became sporadic, and eventually, all contact was lost. Despite extensive search and rescue operations conducted by the U.S. military, no trace of the aircraft or its 25 crew members was ever found. Number 3. Glenn Miller's disappearance. Glenn Miller had everyone dancing as the swing king of the 1940s. But in December 1944, he hit a different kind of note, a mysterious and unsolved one. Picture this: it's a foggy day in England, and Miller hops on a small plane bound for Paris, aiming to give the troops a bit of musical cheer. The flight took off on December 15, 1944, from RAF Twinwood Farm, with Miller, pilot John Morgan, and Lieutenant Colonel Norman Basel on board. The plane, a UC-64 Norseman, vanished somewhere over the English Channel. No distress signals, no wreckage, just a big, swirling question mark left in the plane's vapor trail. Theories abound like a jazz improvisation. Some say the plane iced up and took an unplanned dip in the channel. Others spin tales of Miller being caught in friendly fire, his plane mistakenly bombed by Allied forces. Then there's the more fantastical idea that he was on a secret spy mission. Despite numerous searches and countless documentaries, Miller's fate remains as elusive as ever. The official story? Missing in action. The unofficial one? A blend of wartime chaos, bad weather, and a sprinkle of conspiracy. Number 4. The Ghost Blimp. The story of the Ghost Blimp is one of the strangest tales to float out of World War II. On a foggy Sunday morning, August 16, 1942, the U.S. Navy blimp L-8 took off from Treasure Island in San Francisco Bay on a routine patrol to hunt for Japanese submarines. Piloted by Lieutenant Ernest Cody and Ensign Charles Adams, everything seemed to be running smoothly until it wasn't. The blimp radioed in a sighting of an oil slick, and then, like a magician's trick gone wrong, it vanished from radar. Panic stations were manned, but the real shock came a few hours later when L8 was found drifting aimlessly over Daly City, California. It made a gentle crash, landing in a suburban street, causing quite a stir. Crowds gathered, expecting to see the crew hop out and explain their unplanned visit. But when the Navy got there, they found the gondola empty. The engines were still running, and the radio was working. There were no signs of a struggle, no parachutes missing, and no clues at all about where Cody and Adams had gone. Were they captured by Japanese spies? Did they fall out? Or, as some imaginative folks suggested, were they abducted by aliens? Number 5. The vanishing of the USS Cyclops. The USS Cyclops is the granddaddy of Bermuda Triangle mysteries, setting the bar for maritime disappearances. In March 1918, this massive Navy collier, loaded with manganese ore and 306 crew members, set sail from Barbados, bound for Baltimore. But somewhere in the infamous Bermuda Triangle, it vanished without a trace. A ship so big it could practically carry an island, yet it disappears as if it were a toy boat in a bathtub. No SOS signals, no wreckage, nothing but salty speculation. Was it a rogue wave, a German submarine, or maybe an accidental dive into a parallel dimension where socks and ships go missing? Number 6. The disappearance of Leslie Howard. Leslie Howard, the suave star of Gone with the Wind, took a real-life dramatic exit that even Hollywood couldn't script. On June 1st, 1943, Howard boarded a civilian DC-3 flight from Lisbon to London. Somewhere over the Bay of Biscay, German fighters swooped in, and poof, Howard's plane vanished from the skies. Was the actor mistaken for Winston Churchill? Some say his resemblance to the British Prime Minister sparked a Nazi mix-up. Others whisper of espionage, with Howard's flight possibly carrying critical information, making him a target. Or perhaps he was just a high-profile victim of wartime chaos. Theories flew as fast as the bullets, but no wreckage or solid evidence ever surfaced. Howard's mysterious disappearance added an enigmatic twist to his already glamorous legacy. Number 7. The mystery of the SS Orang Medan. The SS Orang Medan, a name that sends shivers down maritime spines, sailed straight into the annals of nautical nightmares. In 1947, distress signals crackled over the airwaves from this Dutch freighter, reporting a ghostly scenario. The crew was dead, sprawled out like extras in a horror movie, eyes wide with terror. Rescuers who boarded found the ship eerily intact, but its crew decidedly not. Theories flew faster than seagulls. Poison gas leak, pirates, alien abduction, no one knows because, get this, the ship exploded shortly after the rescue team arrived, sinking with all its spooky secrets. Despite lacking concrete evidence, the Orang Medan's tale endures, a ghost story on the high seas that's more fun to ponder than solve. So whether it's fact, fiction, or a sailor's tall tale, the mystery of the SS Orang Medan keeps our imaginations afloat. Number 8. The Battle of Los Angeles. The Battle of Los Angeles sounds like a blockbuster movie, but it's a real-life 1942 event shrouded in mystery and a touch of hilarity. On the night of February 24th, 25, Los Angeles residents were yanked from their slumber by air raid sirens, convinced that Japanese bombers were attacking. Searchlights crisped the sky, and anti-aircraft guns fired over 1,400 shells at, well, something. The panic was real, but the targets were not. Despite the barrage, nothing was hit, and daylight revealed no enemy planes, no wreckage, just lots of bewildered Angelenos and some very confused seagulls. Theories about what sparked the chaos range from weather balloons to overzealous anti-aircraft gunners seeing things that weren't there. The official explanation? A false alarm due to war nerves. But conspiracy buffs whisper about UFOs cruising the Hollywood Hills. Whatever it was, we'll never know. Number 9. The Ghost Bomber. The tale of the Ghost Bomber is a spine-tingler straight out of aviation folklore. On January 31st, 1956, a B-25 Mitchell bomber found itself in trouble, losing fuel over Pittsburgh. The crew made an emergency landing attempt on the Monongahela River, managing a miraculous water touchdown. The plane quickly sank, but all 6 crew members escaped. However, the plot thickens here. Despite rescue efforts, the B-25 vanished beneath the murky waters, never to be seen again. Divers searched and sonar scanned, but the bomber was gone, as if it had slipped into an underwater ghost realm. Was it swallowed by the riverbed? Did it drift away to some secret underwater hangar? Conspiracy theories suggest everything from government cover-ups to alien abductions, making the ghost bomber the aquatic equivalent of an urban legend. Number 10. The Lady Be Good. The Lady Be Good, a WWII B-24 bomber, embarked on its first and only mission on April 4, 1943, from Libya. It was supposed to bomb Naples, but things went awry. After completing the mission, the plane lost its way back to base. The crew radioed for help, but then vanished into the vast Libyan desert. Fast forward to 1958, when oil explorers stumbled upon the remarkably intact bomber sitting like a ghostly sentinel in the sands. Inside, the plane was eerily preserved, with supplies still neatly packed, but no sign of the crew. Further searches revealed a grimmer tale. The 9 crew members had parachuted out, landing miles apart in the unforgiving desert. Despite valiant efforts to survive, only one crewman's body was found close to the water. The others perished while trying to find help. The Lady Be Good's discovery sparked fascination and somber reflection, turning this ghostly aircraft into a symbol of wartime bravery and the relentless harshness of the desert. Number 11. Amelia Earhart. Amelia Earhart, the Queen of the Skies, took off in 1937 on a mission to circumnavigate the globe, but ended up vanishing into thin air, leaving a trail of speculation as long as her flight plan. On July 2, 1937, Earhart and her navigator Fred Noonan departed from New Guinea, heading for Howland Island. They never made it. One moment, she was radioing for help, the next, poof, gone. Theories range from the plausible to the outlandish. Did they crash into the ocean, becoming fish food? Were they captured by the Japanese and turned into spies? Or did they land on a deserted island, living out their days in a tropical paradise? Some folks even suggest aliens abducted them for a joyride around the galaxy. Despite extensive searches, no conclusive evidence of their fate has ever been found. Earhart's plane, a Lockheed Electra, might as well have had a cloaking device. The mystery of Amelia Earhart's disappearance remains one of aviation's most enduring puzzles. So, whether she's flying through the Bermuda Triangle or sipping coconut milk on a secret island, Earhart's legend lives on. Number 12. Phantom Fortress. The Phantom Fortress is one of WWII's most bizarre aviation mysteries. On November 23, 1944, a B-17 Flying Fortress bomber made an unscheduled, unsupervised landing in a Belgian field near Brussels. Locals rushed to greet the crew, but found the plane eerily empty. The bomber touched down with engines running, doors open, and radio on, but not a soul aboard. It was like the plane decided to finish its mission solo. The locals scratched their heads, and rumors of ghost pilots started to spread. The mystery deepened when the bomber's crew was eventually found, alive and well. They had bailed out earlier, thinking the plane was doomed. Instead, the B-17, showing true military grit, had soldiered on without them. How the plane managed such a precise, gentle landing remains a puzzle. Some suggest it was sheer luck, while others whisper about phantom pilots guiding it home. Whatever the explanation, the Phantom Fortress earned its name, adding a spooky chapter to the annals of aviation history. It's a tale that keeps both skeptics and believers buzzing, a perfect blend of wartime grit and ghostly legend. Number 13. USS Greyback, lost and found. The USS Greyback, a U.S. Navy submarine, set sail during WWII and became one of the war's most perplexing vanishing acts. In January 1944, the Greyback embarked on a routine patrol in the Pacific, wreaking havoc on enemy ships. But by March, it was radio silence. The sub and its 80 crew members seemed to have pulled a Houdini, disappearing without a trace. For decades, the mystery of the Greyback's fate baffled naval historians and conspiracy theorists alike. Was it sunk by enemy fire, swallowed by a sea monster, or did it slip into the Bermuda Triangle's watery grasp? In 2019, the riddle was finally solved when underwater explorers discovered the Greyback off the coast of Okinawa, resting 1,400 feet below the surface. It turns out a Japanese aircraft had sent it to its watery grave with a well-aimed bomb. Number 14. Rudolf Hess's flight. Rudolf Hess pulled off one of WWE's most audacious and bizarre stunts. On May 10, 1941, Hess took a solo flight to Scotland in a Messerschmitt Bf 110 with a mission that left both sides scratching their heads. His goal? To broker peace with Britain. Hess parachuted into the Scottish countryside, landing with a thud near the estate of the Duke of Hamilton. Expecting a warm reception, he was instead promptly arrested by a bewildered farmer. The British authorities were equally perplexed, unsure whether to take him seriously or check if he'd hit his head too hard on the way down. Hess's peace proposal was rejected, and he spent the rest of the war as a high-profile prisoner. Conspiracy theories about his true intentions, ranging from secret negotiations to being a decoy, swirled faster than a Spitfire in a dogfight. Hess's flight remains one of WWII's most eccentric episodes. Number 15. Yamashita's Gold. Yamashita's gold is the stuff of treasure hunter dreams and conspiracy theorist fantasies. Named after Japanese General Tomoyuki Yamashita, this legendary hoard is said to be a vast collection of gold, jewels, and priceless artifacts looted by the Japanese during WWII. The treasure was supposedly hidden in secret locations across the Philippines as Japan's empire began to crumble. According to lore, Yamashita and his men stashed the loot in underground tunnels, caves, and even booby-trapped bunkers, hoping to retrieve it after the war. However, Yamashita was captured, tried for war crimes, and executed in 1946, taking the secrets of the treasure's whereabouts to his grave. The legend of Yamashita's gold has inspired countless treasure hunts, with adventurers and fortune-seekers scouring the Philippine jungles for decades. Despite numerous expeditions, the fabled treasure has never been found, leading to wild theories. Some believe it was all a myth, while others suggest the treasure was recovered in secret by governments or shadowy organizations. Number 16. The Mystery of U-530. The tale of U-530 is a WWII mystery that sounds like a spy thriller. In July 1945, 2 months after Germany's surrender, the German submarine U-530 unexpectedly surfaced off the coast of Argentina. The crew surrendered to bewildered Argentine authorities, but their arrival raised eyebrows and sparked wild speculation. Why was U-530 so far from home? Conspiracy theories ran amok. There were whispers of hidden treasures, secret weapons, and more. The official story was far less glamorous. The crew claimed they were just avoiding capture by the Allies. However, the lack of documentation and the mysterious timing kept the rumor mill turning. Number 17. Foo Fighters. During WWII, Foo Fighters weren't just a rock band, but mysterious glowing orbs that dogged Allied pilots. These strange aerial phenomena appeared over Europe and the Pacific, sparking both wonder and alarm. Pilots reported seeing these bright, fast-moving lights that seemed to play cat and mouse with their aircraft. Theories about their origins ran wild. Despite their eerie presence, the Foo Fighters never showed hostile intentions, just a penchant for spooking pilots mid-mission. Military intelligence investigated, but the mystery remained unsolved. Pilots joked about these cosmic pranksters, adding a bit of levity to the war's daily grind. Whether the Foo Fighters were enemy tech, natural oddities, or something out of this world, they left behind a legacy of wartime wonder and a name later borrowed by a certain rock band that also knows how to make a scene. Number 18. Pipo. The legend of Pipo, the rogue Italian WW2 airplane, is the stuff of late-night campfire stories. Pipo was an elusive, mysterious aircraft that haunted the night skies of wartime Italy. According to locals, Pipo flew alone, dropping bombs or just circling menacingly, never seen but always heard, a phantom of the air. Some claimed it was a lone Allied plane on secret missions, while others whispered it was an Axis pilot gone rogue. The aircraft's exact identity was as murky as its motives, with tales of its nocturnal antics spreading fear and curiosity in equal measure. Number 19. The Ghost Ships of Guadalcanal. The The ghost ships of Guadalcanal are the spectral sentinels of WWII's Pacific Theater. After fierce naval battles in the waters around Guadalcanal, many warships met their watery graves, but their stories didn't sink with them. Locals and soldiers alike began reporting eerie sightings of ghostly ships drifting silently through the fog, their decks deserted and their guns silent. These phantom vessels seemed to replay their final battles, caught in an endless loop of spectral warfare. Some say it's just mist and imagination, others swear they've seen the ghosts of sailors still at their posts. Number 20. The disappearance of U-869. The disappearance of U-869 is a WWII mystery that took over 50 years to solve. In early 1945, the German U-boat was on a mission to the east coast of the US when it vanished without a trace. Initially, it was thought to have been sunk near Gibraltar. Fast forward to 1991, when divers off the coast of New Jersey discovered a sunken submarine. After extensive investigation, it was confirmed to be U-869, far from where anyone had expected. The sub had fallen victim to a combination of friendly fire and a malfunctioning torpedo. The mystery of U-869's fate captivated historians and divers alike, turning the wreck into an underwater detective story. That's all for today. Let us know in the comments what are your favorite aviation or World War II related mysteries. Don't forget to hit the notification button, like the video, and subscribe for more content coming up. See you next time.